The quarry mod in Rimworld is arguably one of the most famous and infamous overpowered infinite resource mods in the history of Rimworld. It tops everything. It has simplicity, it's easy to configure, and it's just so Rimworld. The quarry mod has been adjusted for this series. It's not necessarily too overpowered, but overpowered enough that we can now utilize the resources and the ability to craft anything we want. Welcome to the Sanguophage Survival Series, episode 16. And for those of you who predicted 50 episodes for me to start crafting, you are very wrong, right? We started last episode. We are just crafting so many slaves' body straps. So many. Yeah, so this episode we will actually be crafting a lot of things. We've so far got Solus more or less fully equipped in what I want him to wear in the long term. We just need to get him a better weapon. I think if we go through all of our colonists and just get them fully equipped in the way that I want them to, that would be perfect for today's goal. Otherwise, it's going to be just getting resources and preparing to go to war with the ogre tribes. So if you enjoy any of today's episode and are excited to see all the fantastic things I may or may not be able to craft, consider liking, subscribing. Make sure you tell your mum about it. And Smelly now needs to enter death rest as well, and we still have another whole trimester before she gives birth, so I'm happy to send her into death rest where she is. And a new recruit, Harris, has finally joined us. And as a reminder, Harris is going to be our next potential vampire as soon as we can implant it with some genes. And he is going to be one crazy vampire when it comes to it. And protective clothing has been complete. Perfect. Next, looks like we've got ourselves fruit tree sowing, bow equipment, or farm props. Let's go for a reroll, and let's grab ourselves mage gear. Yes, this would be perfect for Lord Timer. And Harris has got himself outfitted like a knight, a spider arachnid knight. Scary. That is truly horrifying. So we've now not only managed to just access all the infinite resources from the quarry mod, we've got the ground runners doing mining for us, we've got people doing all the mining for us, we've got arcanium, we've got jade, we've got mithril, we've got amethyst and silver, rubies and gold. We have got the lot. Maybe this is slightly overpowered, but maybe this is our time to shine. Okay, the quarry seems to be going slightly out of control. I did say that I had balanced it, but it seems my balancing involves me making it like we'd get a lot of stone chunks. Jeez Louise. Guys, if you could just like go do something else, that would be fantastic. Ooh, and I found the other Dice of Chaos that we lost last episode as well. Let's grab Hops to come and roll it. What are the odds on that this is going to be something really bad now that Hops is rolling this? I shouldn't have said anything. Oh no! A group of subjects from the House Hesse have arrived nearby. They will prepare for a while, then attack. Ah! Shit! Maybe not necessarily the end of the world. Lord Timer, unfortunately, is not here. Otherwise, this would be easy collapse. And enslaved. Thorgan has finally been re-enslaved. Welcome back, Thorgan. Arguably our best-looking colonist. Welcome back. I have missed your mining ability so much. So on a separate note, we now have a completely empty prison. If we don't include Trananone, who has no legs, but we'll just move him to the other prison. It is lovely to see that we finally have a fully working colony now. We can probably aim to get some more slaves now and start dishing them out to different places. In terms of jobs, the only slaves that I want now are going to be reserved entirely for crafting, and that is it. Any other slave that has got any other abilities, I don't think we need them unless we can see them being potential vampires. And subjects from House Hesse are beginning their assault. This is not good. I'm going to lock all the doors for the time being, just so they don't get in or none of my people can get out. At the moment, Lord Tyoma and Jezebel are nearly home. As soon as they're home, then we can attack them. And the caravan has arrived back at Jezebelium. Perfect. Well, you two, I don't have to say this to you, but you just kind of need to just do your thing and go wild. And Lord Timer has arrived, using his abilities left, right, and center, just teleporting wherever he can, obliterating them left, right, and center. Dutch is now taking on the fight as well. Hopefully Dutch should be okay. You are obviously a vampire, so you are deathless, but try not to die. Farm is gone. The farm is completely gone. The subjects from the house has are fleeing, which is lovely. The fire is now totally put out, and so is our farm. It's just gone. Well, on the bright side, the cotton is still here. I guess this is going to be a long one to recover from, but at least nobody died, and that is the positives. Okay, so I think we have a slight issue with the quarry mod. Yes, it's very good, and yes, we're getting lots of lovely resources. Like, we have 125 mithril here. We also have 121 limestone chunks. Oh dear. I'm going to do some adjustments to the quarry mod midway through this episode, and hope that this can kind of get remedied. We also have had a quest pop up for Muria's Lost Mausoleum. Now, the last quest of one of these we did, we lost Starry. Starry was an incredible colonist that I did want to have become a vampire as well, but just died. But this time, that's not going to happen. We're going to go there and we are going to survive. Whereabouts is it? Very far away again. Okay, not a worry. I think we'll wait for at least Solus to be healed, and then we will go up there and check it out. And a raid from the Union of Raleigh. 4 tribespeople have turned up at our outpost of slaves. Oh no. This isn't good because I still haven't given them any weapons. We've got 4 of them here. They all have weapons and knives and everything. Not really ideal. And Arapaima can now gain an expertise in herb lore as well. Very nice, and they're doing a very good job at it, and it's pretty much their only job, so I'm more than happy to have a specialization in this. And I think we're honestly going to go for sowing, just because Arapaima is more or less the only person doing the planting, whilst Hops is doing her go around and stuff. And they managed to break in and attack our slaves. I'm playing it in such a way that hopefully this should be okay, and they'll come in one at a time, but who knows, and they're fleeing. This is perfect. If we can very quickly pick up their weapons, then we should be slightly better for next time. Mage gear is complete now. I've got an idea with this, and I think if we turn Lord Timer into an assassin-styled mage, that would be really cool. So he can use his abilities as much as humanly possible and just be totally lethal. That would be perfect. But next we've got Centurion armor, which I could be interested in. Gunpowder or beekeeping. Let's go for a reroll and get ourselves silk. Yeah, I like the idea of that. I decided to change Jezebel's crown as well, so she now has a slightly more witch-like scary crown, not just a regal crown. Because you know what? Jezebel deserves it. Maybe she is slightly evil. Maybe we aren't necessarily the good guys making a vampire empire. Solus has now made a amethyst dagger. Yes, it is only poor quality. But we can now see, is it enchanted? Yes. So I guess the negative of the amethyst and the ruby and all those other types of daggers, yes, they are less powerful. Yes, they have a lower DPS than the elven daggers. But, for example, this one has got minor shock and minor blaze. So we could potentially set someone on fire and we can stun them as well, giving the extra damage. So I guess that's the trade-off, basically. Unfortunately, we haven't quite made the Elven Dagger yet because Solus deprioritized it. So it's still in here with 98 work left. Solus is now fully healed as well, so I think we are now going to send them off on their little quest to go look at the legendary grave. I think if we take Solus and... you know what? Let's test out Harris. Let's see how good Harris really is. Silk has been complete. Next, we've got the recurve bow, which would be very nice for making better crossbows and things. Togas or drama and comedy. Nice. Let's go for a reroll. Complex clothing. Wow. So yeah, we're going to go for it. And a raid from the Cult of Cain. A group of elves have arrived nearby and are attacking immediately. But only 4 of them. That's not 4. That's quite a lot. But now, oh, 4 of them have immediately ran wild. So there's actually 8 of them, but 4 have ran wild. How strange. Yeah, they're all kind of infighting. Okay, well, okay. This is just a civil war on my front doorstep. So out of the infighting elves, 3 are left. I'd usually say this isn't a problem if we had Lord Timer, but at the moment he's still death resting, so it's up to Jezebel and Dutch. Still, an easy one for them. And Jezebel is first out of the gates, adorning her new helmet and still have the same sword. Hopefully, she does alright against these 2. I mean, I don't see no reason why she shouldn't win this battle. And there we are. The elves and the Cult of Cain are fleeing almost immediately as well. Perfect. So it looks like over here we have 3 of the ones that had gone rogue left. Maybe these are ones that were intended to join Jezebelium. Maybe we're destined to join up the entire world into Jezebel's empire. So I think what I'll do is, you have 5 hours left, you have an hour left, and you have 8 hours left. What I'll do is I'll just rescue them so we can get them home and tend them quickly. I won't, unfortunately, take Theodus because you are literally about to die. And we'll go from there, I think. So here we are. The 2 wild people that we did manage to capture and have survived are Miraxalim and Ascal. Miraxalim is an 18-year-old wild woman from the Dark Elf tribe, 2 in animal handling, 4 in social, and 5 in intellectual. Really not very good at all. And the other one, Ascal is a 29-year-old man. He is got 10 in archery with a single passion, 10 in melee, double passion in plants, 8 in animal handling with a single passion, and otherwise not very good. So both these people, if we do get them to join, will become slaves at an outpost. Just checking out the caravan here, and unfortunately Harris has taken damage. How has he taken damage, you ask? Turns out he is very subject of cold. And is dying of hypothermia on the way up to the Viking grave, so I'm actually going to have to bring Solus's caravan home and cancel the quest temporarily. Such a shame, but I'd rather Harris not die. And Fitz has developed a health condition, a heart attack, and this was caused by a major artery blockage. Fitz, I don't know what to tell you, man, but you're not having a very good time. You're having a heart attack, painful heart attack. You've got artery blockage, you've got moderate blood loss, major Alzheimer's, no legs. Is this Rimworld's most unlucky colonist? And complex clothing has been complete. Fantastic. It's something that we could maybe have as a side hustle for the shops. Who knows? But next, we've got ourselves adorned armor. Wow. This armor would be fantastic for Dutch. It could be great for Harris. This could be kind of our just general vampire armor. I'm here for it. I am definitely here for it. Let's get that researched. We've had a quest come up for the robber camp, and it is a camp controlled by the ogre tribes. We can get an ancient scroll from this, some arcanium, a shocking staff, also just some basic goodwill. I think we're going to go for the arcanium because then we can make better armor for Lord Timer when he gets him from his death rest. And Solus has now finished the dragon scale elven dagger. So this is obviously going to be for Dutch as his secondary to his crossbow. Now we can look at the dragon scale elven dagger that's got no enchantments, and compare it to the amethyst dagger that does have enchantments. And as a reminder, the amethyst dagger had very low damage at about 5.9, but could then shock people and do burning damage as a positive. The elven dragon scale elven dagger that's only good quality has a DPS of 10.12, which is almost double what the amethyst dagger had, which is ridiculous. Absolutely insane. Perfect. Let's give this one to Dutch and forget about ever crafting these amethyst daggers ever again. And Smelly has transferred into the 3rd trimester. Smelly's baby prep. Smelly is due to give birth in less than 6 days. How exciting. We need to build them a birthing room and give them a good bed and do all those exciting things. Am I ready to be a father, in quotations? No. God, no. And Jezebel has arrived at the bandit camp. What are we looking at? Not much. Not much. Just 2 lonely ogres that are definitely probably not looking for a fight, but they're gonna get it. Oh no, poor ogres. Jezebel's not even gonna take any sympathy with you. Just straight up death from a ranged death. But then when it comes to up close fighting, Jezebel is just no match for anybody. Squawk Poin Cup, which is a fantastic name by the way, you're going to get absolutely obliterated realistically. Jezebel is not going to give you any chance of survival here. Caravan lost. Sorry, what? Jezebel's gone again. Jezebel lost in a 1v1 against an ogre. I was so confident. How did she go down? There you go. So I put out a capture payment of 2,000 for Jezebel. She'll come back in a while. She's not going to be here for the birth of Smelly's child, but once again, she got carried away. You know, she probably shouldn't have 1v1'd against an ogre. Who was I going to think that Jezebel was slightly overpowered? Not me, obviously. So it looks like Jezebel's got some issues. Jezebel, our most powerful colonist that I pipped to be incredible, world-changing, is kind of lacking compared to the other colonists now. I think... what are we going to do? Are we going to have to retire Jezebel from the combat already? Oh, is this what we need to do? Maybe Jezebel needs to retire. You know, we give her the chance to just meditate and research all day. She's lost her prowess. She's just not the same anymore. And adorned armor is complete. This is a big one because I do genuinely believe that we are going to have this as the base level armor for all of our vampires. It's wonderful looking, it looks good, feels good, and it really suits the Sanguophage. But next, what have we got? Animal clothing? Interesting. A grill of medieval props. Let's go for a reroll. Early medieval medicine, which would be fantastic for healing our characters. Fantastic. So let's queue that up. 3,750 research, but oh my, it'll look good. And Harris, oh god, Harris has decide to make himself even creepier by putting on a hat that I designed for Smelly. Please take that off, please. All that does is make you even scarier. And with Harris being as creepy as it is, what better way is to make the most creepy cons we've got even less creepy or more creepy? Give him a little jester's hat. Look, he's funny and haha. Definitely not scary evil crown. Lord Timer is now back up as well, and we've had an animal linking ceremony ready for ages. So let's link Lord Timer to this and level him up again. So the animal tree linking has complete, and Lord Timer has gained another level. Perfect. Lord Timer, where are we taking you now? Looks like we've now can get Spin Cut, which is obviously very overpowered, I'd imagine. It's Lord Timer. Or Severance. Let's go for Spin Cut, just so we can then hopefully aim for Primal Assassin. I've decided to turn off the Quarry as well because, well, slightly overpowered. We currently have 109 limestone chunks here. And if I go down to our stone cutting area, we have another 57. And we have 1,800 limestone blocks currently accrued, which is slightly ridiculous. And in terms of other resources, we have 1,000 amethysts, 800 jade, 380 gold. Just here we have 325 mithril, 235 onyx, 156 emeralds. It's pretty ridiculous, actually. So at the time being, I'm just going to turn it off, and I think what we'll do is kind of time ourselves each episode for the time that we can use this. Otherwise, it's going to start getting really silly. So this has finished Smelly's brand new weapon, a Dragon Scale Elven Great Axe. Very good looking, very strong, I hope. Has a DPS of 11.41 with an armor penetration of 57%. Pretty good, if I do say so myself. The kind of weapon that if we gave to Lord Timer, would probably have like 1,000,000 DPS. And there he is. Smelly has picked it up. It looks a little bit small in comparison to Smelly, but Smelly is absolutely massive. And the Red Leaf Company has accepted your warrant on Jezebel and is actively completing it. Now, there's a slight issue there. I ran out of money. Whoops. I don't know what to do. We're gonna have to go out on a small little caravan to go see if we can make some money quickly. And Lord Timer's arcane equipment has finally been completed, and all it's done is make him look even scarier. It doesn't quite work with the cape though, unfortunately, so I guess we're gonna have to continue upgrading his outfit as we go. But now his arcane load is gonna be massive. It's gonna be fantastic. Timer's gained another level already. Wow, my man is on fire. So we can now max out at Primal Assassin. Just straight up murder, that is. That's not even... Primal Assassin is the posh name for it. That's just death. That's all it is. Death, and very immediate death. Lord Timer has nearly maxed out the Primal tree, and then eventually it will just be a case of making him even more powerful. We've had another IG-Legion split as well. The new meme is Human Primacy, and Thorgan and Harris have both joined the new IG-Legion. Thorgan seems to be a bit of a rebel. I think this is 3 times now that she's joined a different IG-Legion. Harris, I mean, you're just a spider, so I mean, I'm not honestly surprised. And the Red Leaf Company has completed our warrant, and Jezebel is back. And there she is, there's Jezebel. Please drop her off, that would be fantastic. And I think we're going to call it there for today as Jezebel returns. And next episode, who's going to be giving birth? Smelly. Smelly will finally give birth next episode, and we can work out what the genetics are. It's been a very good episode in terms of progress. Crafting has been going fantastic. We've got a new recruit here that's going to become a slave and go to an outpost, which is nice as well. Research has been going fantastic as well. We are now just over halfway in terms of making medicine. Things are going great. So now next episode we can get Smelly's child. We can raise them to fight against ogres and maybe also be a praying mantis at the same time. So hey, if you have enjoyed today's episode or are excited to see how the prep goes for the war, consider liking, subscribing, and make sure you tell your mum about it, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.